Hi everyone, you're watching Jana FX, and in this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. We'll have a look at main pairs, important levels and possible entry points. And I just want to tell you guys that I wasn't be able to trade this week, and I probably will be not trading for the next few weeks. Because it is summer anyway, and usually I don't really like to trade this time, but I have some other plans I have to do, and as many of you would know. And I will try to continue my weekly technical analysis as possible, okay, because I know a lot of you will continue trading, and you want to know what my view would be, where to look for possible entry points. And of course, if you want to know what is going on, what is happening, where I am and what I'm doing, you can also go to my channel, which is Jana Travels. And the links you can find in the description under this video. So you will be updated with what I'm doing. So, and now of course let's start with our technical analysis, the most important thing which you're waiting for, I presume. So this is euro-dollar. I'm showing you right now daily chart. It is still in a diamond pattern. Remember, like roughly we think expectation of possible diamond pattern, and on one side it's possible that it should continue the way down inside the pattern, right? So, and of course at the same time it might break out and continue the way up. So it's quite pretty much in the middle here to go up inside this channel to the next level, let's say, in the future, not immediately. I'm just showing you the main picture so you would know that it's still in the big downtrend channel, but sticking a little bit in a pattern and can't pick the direction, let's say euro-dollar, right? So we have all of this. This is technical big picture, and of course you need to listen what is going on, right? Because we have COVID-19, the most important, and second wave possibility. So but in America is a worse situation right now. That's why dollar gets a little bit weaker. So but you see what's happened this week with euro-dollar. It was not much of the picking up the direction, of course, with the slight uptrend as one of the expectations. Remember guys, we stopped here and I was expecting consolidation around this area. It was one option, so where we're looking for entry points, right? And it just broke straight away out, and then it's returned and had a consolidation, so it had a pullback in the same area and started to consolidate here. So that was a possible entry point, right? So then it broke and touched a level, right, of the diamond pattern. Is one of the expectations again that I've mentioned you in the previous video, except it didn't have a good consolidation around here, so it just fall back and pretty much in the same area, touched a little bit the bottom of this support level and just stuck in the middle of like pretty much like nowhere. So what is it from here? For example, if I would be looking for my possible entry points, so the next one would be I would look in exactly the same area, kind of around here. So let's say if that movement will just go back and start to consolidate around these areas, so that would be the possible entry point. So looking for consolidation. You know, I like to wait for consolidation, and you see guys, from here again it might continue the way up, maybe even break that and go to the next level, because we still might have a double top. So I don't exclude that. So let's say if it will go up here, we'll not have consolidation around here, because that I would look at as the next one, and then I will be looking at this next. You can see the prices guys on the side, so roughly the price areas, right? So around here quite possible it might have a U-turn, let's say. So if the other way, the other expectation, consolidation here and fall, of course, then I would expect a possible, because it will break out this support level, so it might, I will like I will leave this one, but that the area where I will be looking for, so there could be, who knows, right, like they slightly high, slightly low, or maybe like bigger, and so I would expect it possibly go to the next price level you see right here. I mean, of course, on the way it might have a bit of a stop in the middle, because it's a good distance between area between these two levels, right? So it might have a stop, might have a bit of who knows, something else, maybe bearish little flag or a little pattern, and then continue the way. So I would expect possibly for coming to this level. Of course, it might just jump up and again any of these levels, or if it will ignore this and then jump down here, for example, and then let's see if it will stuck around this area again. Well, yet again the same level, right? So anyway, if it will do so, then we will see if it will continue the way and have somewhere in the middle, of course, with the possible next returning in that channel. So you see, I'm not excluding that it might go back like sharp down or something here. So, or even from like move into here and go down in here and somewhere around here and then go back again into this channel. So that's my view on euro dollar, guys. So now you know pretty much what I would be doing either way, if it will go up or down. Of course, if it will break this level, then I don't expect much of it, because like I'm saying, it's like with all of this COVID situation and who knows what's with Brexit news. I would still not expect this breaking yet, maybe not this week anyway, but who knows, I'm not following the political and economical news, so you need to just check the calendar, see what's happening. So let's say if it will break this, of course guys, then we have another next level, right, next stop. You just look at the next possibilities. That would be the next place as a possible, if it will break it, to go to that one and then consolidate around that level area, price range. So now I'm going to pound dollar, and this is the the daily chart. Once again, we are in a bit of an uptrend channel. Remember, I was telling you is one of the expectations, even though I got into a sell order, which I already closed. I averaged it, like I was saying, it was placing it in on Friday. I shouldn't do so, but anyway, and it did look like we had an uptrend at that time. So it's exactly what happened. So pound decided to go up this way. So remember, it was another level to place the order buy. And so what is it right now? Well, it's in uptrend channel, but of course technically I would say quite possible it might need to have a bit of a correction. So from here it might go as a correction, let's say again from to the previous top, and then from here, who knows, once again it might go up or might continue the way down. So where's the entry points? And of course, like I'm saying, we are in a bit of the uptrend channel, but at the same time we have these two tops, and we have quite a resistance level, which might not break, right? It might stuck in this area for a while. It's just looking at a little bit more further. So what would I, for example, do on the smaller charts? You can see, guys, it's kind of started to look like a bit giving us a double top, a little bit too strong, and here went down. So for example, this one, of course, the best for me would be if it will go in this little area and start to consolidate here, and of course from that it might either break and continue the way up, depends what the news will bring, or at the same time break this level back again and continue the way down to the next one. So at the same time it might just sit and consolidate around just this level area. So I'm not wouldn't be sure about placing the orders around there, but at this moment it kind of looks like it's going to go in a bit of a correction, right? So let's say, okay, if it will have a good consolidation, and maybe look at this possible level, but I think just to place for sell, because you see on the way up it still might be stopped by the same level. That's why I'm saying a good consolidation in here, then placing the orders both direction, buy and sell. If it will just consolidate underneath this one, I would just only look for sell orders, and you see like something like this, if it will consolidate, and then possible to go this. I mean, okay, it can be stopped by here, but you see it's about 40 pips, which would be enough to get a little bit of profit, for example, and possibly to go to the next level. Okay, so and then wait for this consolidation. From here again it might go back up, or at the same time from here it might continue to the next level, and I will be waiting for consolidation back again here, or back again to this area. So that's pretty much, you see, guys, straightforward. And of course if it will try to break it up, so we have this previous top, so, and of course a possibility of maybe it will have a consolidation or have something slowing down before it will continue to the next area. So you see, guys, it's all the same levels once again, where to look for possible entry points. Dollar yen, so it's decided to, it's a 4-hour chart, you see here. It's been a bit of a consolidation in here, and decided to have a fall first. Like I was telling you, it's a little bit looking quite a bit of this previous move, except it's actually decided to go a bit stronger down. So I thought it might have a little bit stop and then continue the way up, but it decided to fall. We know that the news in America with COVID-19 is not very good, so that's why I would have expected. You follow the news, guys. The better the news will be, of course, the stronger dollar will get. Right now the news are not very good. Of course the dollar is more getting weaker, right, because of those COVID-19 news. So more cases in America. So what is it right now? I mean, we are in a bit of a downtrend channel, so in here I don't really like much the position I was telling you, like I wouldn't go for dollar yen anyway at this point. Just there is a bit of on a smaller chart time frame, on 1-hour chart, you see I have a little bit of area as a possibility, right? So if it will start to consolidate, for example here, because you see it's broke, it had a bit of consolidation here, that's where I was telling you a possible entry point could have been choose this area, and it could have, you see, go back up, but not very much. You see, only like 40 pips up, and with the spread and slipperage, it's not very nice. And also, yes, it's broke down, which is also 40 pips, and I could have get a small profit. But that's why I would have like not placed the orders, because it's too narrow and not very strong moves. So let's say it's broke it, and maybe it now has a pullback, and possibly if it will consolidate in this area, then I would be looking at it as a possibility of placing orders once again. It could continue the way up, or return, go up, and at the same time it's nice area and a nice distance to go down to the next level. You see, guys, so of course, in waiting for consolidation and around this area, and then waiting for consolidation around this area. So, and then of course on the bigger time frames, if it will go break down, we have this bottoms. Do not forget about, yeah, it depends what you have, your wings with your brokerage, where you have, you see, we have now 40 pips if it will consolidate in here to the next levels, bottoms, and then of course it might continue, who knows, to the next minimum. Okay, so one of them, and the way up, the same, we're still in that trend channel, so it might go up, who knows, and be stuck again around this area. So it's a little bit messy for me, dollar yen, for example, so that's why there are other pairs might be better for getting to the trades. Australian dollar, so that's the area where I was placing orders last week, remember, guys. So you see, finally it's actually moved this week, but again not very strong. It's not making very big moves, even though with a slight uptrend, but still it was a small move, about, well, I mean 50 pips, so you see about 10-20 pips profit easily could be done. So went down again and just had like jumps up and downs and not much. So what I would do, for example, wait for next possible entry point. So let's say that movement go back inside, possibly here in that area, and possibly just maybe looking at placing the buy orders, because you see sellers a little bit too much to the next level, is too close, too many levels, too messy, I would say. So that's why, to be honest, from here it was not bad area previously when we were here. Right now I'm not so sure. So that's why, for example, for beta I would just expect this movement either continue the way down and go somewhere around this area, so we still will have a bit of a downtrend channel, right? So return of it and somewhere around here, and at the same time, if we're in uptrend channel around here, and then go up to the next level like here, where I would expect as a possible now double top and some consolidation around this area. So that of course technically would be looking more towards have a good again correction, but at the same time of course it might continue the way up. So but right here it's not exactly as a good area for me, because it's kind of looking more a bit of the sideways, so it might just go up again, who knows, and went down again and be a little bit messy once again. Maybe walk around here somewhere in this area and to look at possible entry points. You see, like, guys, that's what I'm saying, it's a little bit summerish time, and it's like always like this and not as good as the other months. And of course with all the situation now with COVID and canceling restrictions, some people would want to go on holidays, some people might not, and uncertainty. So that's why if there are not very good areas, then I would rather not to go into the trades, or need to really be at the computer more often, but I will not be able to do so for the next few weeks, and that's why I'm telling you also be careful. So euro pound also, guys, remember I had levels, I had orders here too, so it's actually moved a little bit up, and not strong, but still enough to make some profit, which I was telling you guys. So you see, it was technically looking, it should continue the way up, but at the same time, remember I was telling you, it looks like a little bit of the shoulder, and it looked like, to me, a little bit like a head. That's why I said this area is crucial, where the pair can continue the way up, and at the same time it might break and actually change the direction, right? Because it's like quite, which I call two signals, two mixed signals. One is like up and Y is down. So, but you see with the way I'm placing the orders, so a little bit profit on the way up, and of course it would have been a bit of a profit on the way down. So you see what it does again, it's broke first, then it had a pullback. So you see, was it possible to place the orders once again, and then continue picking up again another move. And the same, for example, if you would have placed here, it went up, then it pulled back. If you place the orders buy, obviously you see it continue the way down, it will never trigger pending order. You see, that's how I trade, guys. So I prefer that way. that's it. Pick a little bit here, a little bit here, pull back, and a little bit more next time. Okay, so now what is it? Of course, it's like very mixed once again, right, because of the Brexit news. So that's what you need to follow to see if there will be any news again. Of course, from here it might turn around. It's quite pretty much in the middle between one level and another level. So on a smaller time frames, you can just go for some consolidation. You see, it started to have a bit of a consolidation, a little channel, which is, you see, quite enough to go back and quite enough to continue the way down to the next level. So you see, it's that could be possible to look for this area as a first entry point. So, and then of course what expect next, either way it will continue, if it will go back into this area. So of course you can have a look, not exactly like on top of it, in the middle, something like this, right? So around, let's say, this area. And if it will continue the way down, so that's the shoulder neck, so around here, you see it from there, it might jump back up, or it might go a little bit further because we had a little bit of the wings in here and start consolidate here, and then from that it might return. It will be more technically looking that way, or of course depends on the news, it might go and continue the way down. So now you see, guys, it might end up in a big triangle. You see we have two tops, that's how I connected, and the previous like really nice and big bottom. So it quite easily might stuck and go up like this, and then who knows, and go like this more and even further. But this is like more looking into the bigger picture, let's say it that way. So it might stuck in this triangle, but you see, guys, if there will be news and it's like all going and not work, and so it might easily, just quite easily jump up back here, like let's say here, and then continue the way up inside this channel once again. So it's all going to depend on what's the news are going to be, but on the smaller time frames, for going for smaller profits, that's your first area to look at. So dollar Canadian, well, as you can see, guys, now the picture is interesting, right? Expectation, so it's went down a little bit to this level, but didn't touch it much, so it's returned back up exactly in the same area. And so you see, went down here and went up again. So let's go in a bigger and a smaller time frame. Just quickly, I'll show you where you could possibly get into the trades. So that's the, you see here, no consolidation, so it was nothing nice, right? So but then went back into this area, lots of crossings. You see, that's your area, guys, that's your little consolidation. You have about 20 something 30 pips channel, which is perfect, and then you have 70 pips move down. You see, guys, you could have easily to catch it. Of course, at the same time, you could have go up. So here you had double bottom, also perfect at the previous level, and you see the breakout of this good, beautiful move up. That's it. And here it's a bit messy, so from here you could have just waited a bit. Of course, like I told you guys before, there are also the other strategies where you can just sell and buy from the previous levels, tops and bottoms where I draw. You can do that, but it's more risky, and you need, but it's more rewarding at the same time too. If you use, let's say, I'm using, you can place your limit orders, right, and you go for 10, 20 pips every time, right, and even further if you have split lot size. So it's very, very rewarding, but you need really to be at the screen, because there are some more chances you can get more often into the trades and get even more and more profits. So I don't like to do that way, because it needs to be at the screen all the time, you see, guys. But if you are possible for you to do that, you can try that way. I have been writing it in my Patreon about this way of trading. I had one of the articles there. So let's see what to do now, you'd say, right, guys? So what we're going to do, so now I'm going to change the levels. You see, I can move them now and correct, right? Remember, I was telling you, always look for possibilities. We have two tops here and we have two bottoms here. Now it looks more clear a little bit that it's uptrend channel, right? Remember, I was telling you that we are kind of in a downtrend, big downtrend channel, and this looks like a bit of a correction. And so from here it might continue the way down, but it's a mixture of different things going on. And you see now, of course, it's looking like a little bit uptrend channel, and from here it's a crucial area. So it's actually tried to started to break out this level of that channel, and it might continue the way up. You see, guys, so now it might continue the way up. So where to look for the possible entry points? Of course, you can ask. Of course, we're going on a smaller chart, right? Of course, if you want to trade bigger time frames and longer, it's a little bit different, but I think it's like a bit more safer to trade on a smaller chart. So we have a little bit of this area. It might be you see it's a little bit messy. I would say that one was a really nice little channel. You can see, you see the difference. It's like up, jump, down, up, down. So I would say, okay, so let's see if it will break back down. You see, can go back inside here. Then of course I would say that the best would be, let's say, from here, if it will go back in here in this little area, and that would be perfect for possible entry point, because you see guys, once again we have like nice 70 pips up, nice 30 pips channel, and of course a lot of down out there too, so it's a nice area. Of course it's possible to place the buy order from just that level, which is, I'm saying, a little bit risky because it might just jump up and then return, okay? So, but it's possible. But I would just like wait where this will go. So let's say if it will start to break and maybe consolidate on top of it, then of course it also would be a bit better, a little bit like going higher, somewhere around here, and then of course enough space to go to this level, and of course to go back down once again, right? But not just here. So I would, that's another option of how could it possibly be done. So that's pretty much it with dollar Canadian. Now going to gold. Okay, so you see guys, the bigger time frame. So that's what I was telling you. We had we were stopping here, and I was saying because of the situation on the market, it was more looking like we have uncertainty with COVID-19 and other things, right? So it was obvious that gold should continue the way up, but too many people were expecting it to go at the next price level is 1,800, and that's why I thought, so first they might give us a correction, or they might move us a lot and even further than 1,800, just to try to pick up whoever was trying to place the sell orders. That's what I'm saying, guys, right? Buy at the tops, buy at the bottoms and sell at the most the tops, but you don't know where that top and where that bottom is. That's the big problem, right? Everybody says, oh, it's so easy, buy high, buy low, sell high, but nobody knows exactly where those lows and highs. Of course you can take risks, right? You can take risks, you can place your orders, depends how big you count. Of course there is always a way of walking around it, but not many people know how to do it. And how to cope with this, like, right? For example, like I'm saying, I prefer right now to trade without the stops, because the market makes those moves, like can jump up and 100 pips or something, and your account might not survive, but my account will survive. I know how to calculate those moves, right? Let's say it that way. So that's why I'm not placing my stops, for example. But that's what I was telling you as one of expectations. Actually, you see it jumped, and we had 1,800 right here. You see what that they done is they pulled the price another like 130 pips up. So you see that it's moved even further, as what I was warning you about, and then it started to have a bit of a correction, right? So then it started to sell it off. So quite a lot of people got caught in here, I'm sure. So because not many people placing the stops 100 pips, quite a lot would put just like 30, 20 pips or something. So, okay guys, so what I would expect possible now is that with all of this situation, once again, of course I would, as everybody else, expect this continue the way up and possibly even go next. We have top right about 1,900. So which is like, of course, it might not reach straight away, it might have a stop somewhere in the middle, so I'm just going to show you a bit bigger picture, right? So we're here, and quite easily we can go and reach that, if we will still have all of these things going on. So, but of course, first, it's still a big move up, and we still didn't have a correction, right? And now it's more looking like we're in a big uptrend channel, right? So it looks like a little bit. And of course from here we would expect a possible correction, maybe even like a deep correction to, like, let's say, to even this level, right? So it might go down, and it's gold, it can fall dramatically in like 1 day or 2 days or even in a week, like to back into this area, who knows, right? And then started to pick up again, and slowly, let's say, moving inside this, whatever, we can make it like this, inside this uptrend channel. Right, so that would be a bit more technically, right? So we broke it, and we will continue inside this uptrend channel, slowly walking up. So with all these things going on, nobody knows. So let's see what we can do, what kind of possible entry points. So expecting we can, the downtrend, you see on the 1 hour chart, I have drawn a little bit of the possible downtrend started. So we had a bit of a double top. So you see, guys, the nice area to entry was this little channel. That's the area, right? So, and that's where you could place the orders perfectly. It would go up, and you see it's not huge, it's about up to 50 pips width, which I really like on gold, and then could go down. You see you have very good areas, distances. So that's what I usually look for, right? So here it created double top. It was possible to draw around here and place some sell orders from that. What's to do next, for example, and afterwards there was nothing really good. So guys, you see here is a lot of movements, right? A lot of crossing over the different levels, right? So and that's why it gives me the possible good area to enter. So we had previous consolidation, and so for example if it will go in this area, that would be nice for possible entry points yet again. So in one case it can go up as a little bit of the downtrend channel now, or maybe it will be a little bit of the flag, bullish flag, right? So that's the area possible for going up. And at the same time, of course, consolidation in this area, it might continue, well, actually break that channel and go back down for correction, right? Okay, so either going up or going for correction of this big uptrend movement that we had for a while already. So that's the first area. Let's say if it will go up, of course, here to this level, to around this previous top or some of those tops somewhere around here, then possible to look for consolidation, and again it can continue the way up to the next level once again, which is about the same as these tops, or it might go back down once again into this our designated area, right? So we have options to work out, going here, this area, that area, from here back in this area, once again from here, who knows, go back up again, and maybe around this area somewhere, depends how strong the gold decided to go, and then of course we can go into this area. So you see guys, it's all around this level for a start, let's say, playing, and with our previous stop around here. So that's the range. Of course it might just get stuck a little bit in this range, which is about 250 pips, and if it will just give a nice channels, nice consolidation, then I would look at it as a possibility of placing an order. So that's my view how to work out with gold. Pound yen is also is an expectation. I also had the sell order here. Remember, I got into the bad trade on Friday and come out with it also averaging. You see guys, so it went up a bit, went down, so I had an opportunity to get out from the trade, because my expectation was, of course, technically it looked like double bottom, broke and continued the way up. So that's what exactly happened. So this week you see it went up, but fundamentally I'm still concerned about Brexit, and that's why I'm still, if there is no certainty, I would still look pound weak. But you see this week it was nothing like there really much to, and it just continued the way up. I don't know, maybe there was some news about Brexit deal or anything. I didn't follow it, but I don't see a huge move. It's like, it's just okay, technically it moved up as expected, but I think if it would be the news for Brexit, good ones, it will like have a shoot up, okay? But so that means I believe that there was nothing really major, and it just technically it continued exactly with pound dollar and pound yen. That was obvious on the charts how it was going to perform. So well, what to look for a possible entry point right now? Like I'm saying guys, you see, depends what is going to be in the news. Technically looking, okay, so we had jump from this level. Of course I would presume it might need to be a bit of a correction, maybe go down in here, maybe some consolidation in here, and then continue the way up. Of course at the same time, if it will not decide to have consolidation and continue the way up, maybe go in a little bit of this area, and from here to have a bit of a correction and stays above, let's say, this level. I mean, this level is also roughly, you see, that's the price, so you see it's plus minus, it could be above the stops, right? And so of course that might just stuck in here. Previously I was expecting the possible that movement up here and then stuck in this area a little bit, but you see it might easily just go a little bit up here, didn't break it, and then it just can stuck in this area. So that's pretty much it guys with pound yen. I mean, on the smaller time frames, just look for some consolidations. I mean, I don't see anything in here where I had this nice, remember, like it was something like that. That was the channel which I picked up, right? So you see that's where it caught me, but you see the way up was quite good. We jumped up, then I had a pullback, once again could have used this area and to catch another good move. You see, that's how you would have worked with this area, that's how I would have worked with that. So, and now in here it was not very good. I mean, there was a little one here, but nothing pretty much around here. So that's why in this movement I would just wait. Let's say we go back into this area once again, maybe consolidate, or just fall back into the same area where we were before and give us something afterwards. Or for example, go into this, let's say play between these two levels, the previous, like that top, and another tops around this area would be much better, right? And with either very good move up or falling down and give a better correction. Okay, so that's my view. Okay, let's go quick look at oil. And well, you see guys, there is expectation of not much is going on. It's tried to go for correction, but that's what I was telling you, right? I would still only would look to buy oil if it will go down, but a bit more than that. You see, that's exactly what quite a lot of people thought to do. When it's fall, people started just to buy it once again. So that's why it can be tricky. At some point I might expect even a gap easily can be. All depends once again what kind of news are going to be there. So it's not breaking out yet, so it's trying to just sits here, consolidates, because with all this uncertainty, obvious, right? So that's why if I would be looking to buy, get into the trades once again, I would just wait for it to fall. Okay, so let's say I would still rather to see if it fall around this level. So okay, let's do the price. You can see roughly the price is like 30, well, let's say 35. Okay, 35, slightly lower, 34, like 50. So that would be the price. If it will fall in here, then I would be looking to buy. So hold on a bit, yeah, because you see now is a second wave possibility. If countries will start to have restrictions once again, then oil might even fall further than 35. It might fall even back to what we had, like 27, which I kind of like don't think so. Okay, like myself, I don't think, but I expect a possible to 35 at least. The 35 maybe quite reasonable and have a bit of a correction. So, and then I would have looked to buy. That's why I'm saying, for example, I don't want to buy here and place orders here because of the second wave. It can still have a bit further correction down. So that's my view, guys, on next coming week. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I see you hopefully next time with another technical analysis. Happy trading, everyone. Bye.